Hi everyone and welcome to a new video on the CBI channel. In this tutorial series we're creating a full stack web application with Python Django in the backend and React.js in the frontend. And in the end that results in an application that looks like this with a nice looking navigation menu, the data of our application displayed in a table on the homepage and the possibility to create, read, edit and also delete records. Now this is already the 5th video in this series. In previous videos we've already set up the Python Django backend, our React.js frontend, we've enabled page navigation and we've also created a nice looking navigation menu. In this video we're going to continue and we're going to be creating the database models in our Django backend so that we have the table structure in our database ready. So at the end of this video we will have the models defined in the code and we will have the possibility to log into our admin portal to already create some data. Now in this video we'll be covering 5 steps. We're going to start by creating the table structure in our models.py file. Then we're going to make sure that structure is also inside of our database by migrating the tables. Next, we will be creating a super user for our Django backend. And by doing that, we will later on be able to log into the admin portal. Then we're going to be adding the database tables to the actual admin portal through the admin.py file. And as the last step, we're going to be creating some data inside of our database so that we already have some values present that we can build on in the next videos. But let's first talk about what our database structure is going to be looking like. Inside of this project, we're going to be storing data about different football clubs. And that's going to be about the name of the football club, where they're coming from, and also a few details about attendance and other relevant columns. Now in total, we're going to be creating 4 tables inside of our project. The main table in red, which is going to be our fact table, will be the table that has all of the data of the football clubs. So in there, all of the data will come together. Next, we will also have a few tables which contain some dimension data. So we'll have a table that stores all of the countries that we can pick from, all of the leagues that we'll be able to pick from, and also some characteristics about those football clubs. And those green tables will be foreign key tables that will link to the main table of football clubs. So we're now inside of our project and we're going to be defining the structure of our database inside of the backend folder. And then we're going to go inside of API and then to the models.py file. Now in here we can define all of the tables that we saw inside of this overview in different classes. So we're going to start by defining the green boxes right here. And let's start with the model for the countries. So in here we can define for each of the tables that we want to create that we want to have a class. And that class is going to be called country. And we can say that this is going to be models.model. Then we do a colon, and below this we can define all of the different columns that we would like to see inside of this table. Now the first column that we want to add is name, because each of the countries we want to of course give a name. And that is equal to models.car field, because it's going to be a character field. And in there we open some round brackets and we say that unique is going to be equal to true, because each of the country names must be unique, otherwise we will have duplicates. And then also that max underscore length will be equal to 100 characters, because we don't want to have any names that are going to be longer than that. Next to that, we're also going to be creating some columns which identify when something was created and when something was modified. So created is going to be equal to models.datetime field. And in there we again do some round brackets and we say auto underscore now underscore add is equal to true. Now this means that when something is added to this table, it will automatically check what date and time it is, and it will populate the field with that value. So there's really nothing else we need to do there. We can also define modified, and in there we state that this is going to be again a models.datetime field, but now we do auto underscore now is true. So by removing the part that says add, it is going to list down the date and the time that it is every time that this row is modified. So not only when something is added, we will set it to auto now, but also every time something changes. And the last thing that we need to define for this model is we need to clarify what we need to call this inside of our admin portal. And to do that, we do def and then 2 times underscore and then str and then 2 times underscore again. and then some round brackets where we define self. And then what we want to do is we want to return self.name. Now what this will do is that when later on when we visit the admin portal, it's going to list down all of the records for our country, and it's going to list them down by the name of this model. And that makes it easier to identify what is what. Now the next table that we need to create according to our overview is the one for league. Now, actually, we're going to be a little bit lazy with this because it's going to be exactly the same as country, because we also want to have a name, a created, and a modified column. We're just going to be changing the name of this model to league. And actually, the same goes for characteristics, where we are going to be having the exact same structure. We will have a characteristic name and then also created and modified. Let's call this characteristic. And again, we will be returning the self.name. Now, of course, these models all seem very similar, but in the end, we will populate them all with different data, so that will make sense in a while. And now it's going to be time to define the main table where all of the data is going to be coming together. And that one is going to be called football clubs. So in there, we say class football club. And then we call it models.model. And in there, we will define a bunch of different columns that tell us a little bit more about the football club. So I'm going to be copying over the name created and modified, and also the string that returns the name, because we also want to have that information inside of the football club model. But I also want to have some more. So I would also like to have a description, and that is going to be equal to models.garfield. But I don't want this to be unique or have a length of 100. I actually only want to have a max length equal to 1000. Now what I would also like to see is the attendance during matches. So we'll do attendance. And that is going to be equal to a models.integer field. And in there we need to define that null is equal to true. And this makes sure that this will not be a mandatory field, but it's also okay if this one is empty. I also want to know in what city they are going to be playing. And in this case, there will just be a character field as well. So we do models.garfield, and then we state that max underscore length is going to be equal to 100 again. And of course, we don't want to make it unique as true, because then we could never have two football clubs from the same city. Now, of course, we also want to store information about the country, the league, and the characteristics that live in other models. So we need to create a foreign key column. So in here, we can say that we want to have country, and that is going to be equal to models.foreign key. And then we refer to the actual model that we want to make a foreign key to, and that is going to be country. And then we also need to define on delete. So whenever a country is deleted, what needs to happen to this data? And here we say that it's going to be equal to models.cascade. Now, what this will do is that when a country is deleted, also all of the football clubs from that country will be deleted because they're dependent on each other. So please really check if this is the expected behavior that you want inside of your application. There are a bunch of other ways that you can also do that. Now we're going to be copying this over and do exactly the same thing, but then for league. So in here we can say that this one is going to be league, but now we want to have a foreign key relationship to the league model right here, because that's what we want to link to. So in here we say that we want to have league, and again on the lead we have the models.cascade. Now these two are relatively simple because in the end one football club can only be from one country, and also one football club can only be from one league. However, one football club can also have multiple different characteristics. So the relationship that we will need to be making there is going to be a little bit different. Then the way to do that is by defining the column of characteristic. And then set that equal to a models.many to many field. And then say that we make a relationship to characteristics. Now, by doing this, we actually create a separate table that is going to store all of the football clubs and all of the characteristics, so the unique combinations of the two of them. And later on, we will also see inside of our database what that would look like. Okay, and now everything that we've put on paper inside of the overview is actually in our models.py file. So let's save that. But of course, we don't have this inside of our SQLite database yet, because that's still going to be looking like the default. So how can we change that? Well, we can open a new terminal, and then we can cd into our backend. And now we're also going to do venv/scripts/activate to activate our virtual environment, because that's where all of those packages have been stored in one of the first videos. And then we can add these tables to our database by first doing python manage.py make migrations. And we've actually made a slight typo I see here, because we have put in characteristics, but it needs to be characteristic, because that's what it's actually called. So let's save it again. So again, we will do python manage.py make migrations. And now you can see that there has been a file created called initial.py, and that has the instructions for creating these different models. And we can actually find it if we go to migrations, and there we have the exact file of 0001.initial.py. And in here it has defined what our models need to look like. So here you can find all of the logic that we just defined in a models.py file. And now to apply this to our database, we can do python manage.py and then do migrate. And now we see that this is an OK, so all of those tables are now present inside of our database. Now there are different ways to view your database tables. One of the things you can do is download a program that can read your database file, such as DB Browser for SQLite. And what I can do in there is simply click on File, open the database, and then select the database file from our project and open it. And that will show us in the browse data all of the different tables that we have. So now we see a table called API_country and also API_football club, which has all of the columns that we have defined inside of our models.py file. And also you can see that for the characteristics, it has created a table for _football club _characteristic. And in there, you can see that it will store all of the unique combinations between football clubs and characteristics. So that is the way that Django handles many-to-many fields. So you will also notice that inside of your tables. Now, another better and easier way to do it is use Django's admin portal. And that is exactly what we will be doing in this video. But in order to use Django's admin portal, we first need to create a super user or a user, because otherwise we cannot log in to the admin portal. So what I will do on the command line is I will do python manage.py and then do create super user. And in here it will prompt us with a few questions on what we want to be having as credentials for the super user. So in here I will say as a username we have user1 with a capital. Our email address is going to be user1@email.com, because it doesn't really matter for now. And our password will be testing321, and then again to confirm it, testing321. And now our super user has been created successfully, and we would be able to log into the admin portal right now. Now, how do we actually do that? Well, we can start our backend server by doing python manage.py run server. And then we can find anything related to our backend in this URL right here, so the localhost 8000. Now, when we open this, we still get to this basic page because we've not really done anything in our backend. But if we go to /admin, we will get to a user interface where we can use the credentials that we've just generated to log in. So we can set user1 as the username and then do testing321 as the password. And if we log in, we actually get to a user interface where all of the models will be listed, and we have the possibility to add or to edit or to also delete different records from those models. So that's quite convenient to have that in here. Now, one issue we see here is that we don't actually have our models inside of this user interface yet, because we've not defined that inside of our project. And that is also the next step for now. We need to go to our admin.py file. And in here, we need to list all of the models that we want to see in that portal. So first step here is going to import everything from our models.py file. So we can say from.models import all. And now we can register each individual model by doing admin.site.register. And then in between these round brackets, we need to define the name of the model we want to register. So let's say they want to register a country. Then we simply put that in between these brackets right here, and then we can save that. And now when we get back to our admin portal and I refresh this page, you will see that from the API folder, we now have a model called countries. And in here, we don't have any countries currently, but we can add different countries in here and even save them and add another. Now let's first also list down the other models that we have. So we also have one for league. We have characteristic. So let's put that in here as well. And we also have football club. And let's save that. And now when I refresh this page again, you will see that we have all of the models listed in here. Now, of course, in one of the next videos, we will do a full process for creating records inside of this football club table. But as you know, this football club table will refer for some of the columns to these other tables for characteristic countries and leagues. So if I now add a football club, we will have some drop-down fields for country, but we currently don't have any countries or leagues or characteristics. So also when we want to do the full CRUD process, it might be nice to already have some values in these reference tables before we get started. So that's exactly what we will be doing. So for countries, we're going to be adding some records in here. And the first one is Netherlands. And then we can save and add another and also define that we want to see India, we want to see England, and let's also do France. And let's add one more as well for Brazil. And now for the countries, we have all of these different options. Now for leagues, we of course then would like to have the leagues from these specific countries as well, just to make sure that that is a possibility. So for leagues, I'm going to do the Eredivisie, which is the Dutch football competition. Then we can also add the League 1, which will be for France. We can have the Indian Super League, which is for India. We can then also do the Serie A Brasileiro, which will be for Brazil. And then we have the Premier League, of course, for England. And for now, this is fine. Now, obviously, there are characteristics that we have inside of our model as well. Now, a characteristic can be a lot of different things. So what I did is I asked ChatGPT to give me some characteristics about football clubs, and it's quite generic. So we have a few that define a playing style, such as physical team or tiki-taka, but there are also some things in here, such as the performance for the league leaders, relegation battlers or cup specialists, and then also some things about the atmosphere and defense. But of course, the objective for this is to show you how a many-to-many relationship works, so that will be fine, whatever the values are. And just like that, we have defined the different tables for our database inside of our models.py file, and also inside of our admin.py file, so that we are able to go to the Django Admin Portal and also add some data there. And that is going to be enough for today's video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we can create APIs in our Django backend so that we can expose the data that we have already created inside of our database and then pick that up with our frontend. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.